Your task lists suck because you write 150 things to do and never actually prioritize them. In this video, you're going to build along with me an easy and simple task list to prioritize the right things and get back to taking action in what really matters. So let's get into it. We're going to create it on this one page just so that you have it. But our main focus here is to make it simplified, is to make it easy to prioritize, and to also only have the tasks that need to be shown. In your day-to-day, if you are having far too many tasks, if you've got a massive to-do list, you're doing it wrong. You cannot be having that many things that are actually there. We're going to name this tasks. We're going to make it full width as usual. We don't need to do small text, as I don't actually feel that does really that much. We're going to add the checkboxes for what's going on. We're going to add a cover, as I always like to add a cover, and then we will get started. So we're going to want to separate the databases into basically the filters that we want to see them by. This can be different for you, but for most people, we're going to want to see the tasks that need to be done today, sorted by priority, and then maybe an overview of the tasks that need to be done. And if we're wanting to add this to our Notion calendar, then again, we're wanting to add a calendar view so that these can go onto it. All right, let's first and foremost start with the databases. Now, you can do a database inline or you can do a database full page. When it comes to the way that I would usually build out most of my stuff, I would often have a core database area to actually do this. But if you want to add an inline for this database, then you definitely can. There's absolutely no problem with it. And we're going to do this for today. So tasks for YouTube. I also like to rename this the exact same as the tasks for YouTube, just to keep them kind of similar of what's actually going on. And then I'm going to do a play button so that we can have play there, and then also hide this because I don't like seeing the database sort of title. Makes it a lot cleaner to do. Now, again, as I've always said, if you're wanting to put databases inside columns and make sure you do that, then you need to put it into a callout blocks. Just for that. I'm going to name this task overview just for the sake of having that there, and we're going to also put that there. Now, what I'm also going to do is I'm going to put quick buttons at the side, as I think this will be good to have for this area. So we're going to do quick buttons, and then we're going to separate this. We're going to put this quite close together. Then we're going to add a button in here, and this is going to be used a little bit later on. Now, with the tasks databases, you're going to want to have certain things in them. We're going to put the name of task to begin with. And again, I would usually put this icon the same as the sort of one we've got up here. From this tags area, you can change this to a select, and we can make priority. So we have 3 different types of priorities that we do. We do low, high, and then attack list. And attack list is the things that need to be done this day. So you can actually name these or put like icons for it. So tasks to be done today. And then that means when you're hovering over them, you can see the sort of side basis of it, of when it actually needs to be done. So again, with the high, we're going to do tasks that need to be done this week. And then low is going to be tasks to complete down the line. Again, this is just to separate it. If you're working with a team, this can usually be quite good. If you're working with multiple people, even if you're just working yourself, I think it's important to actually do and actually have. It's important to just work with. Now, if you're building a projects database as well, where you're keeping tasks inside them, you can build a projects area, but for the simplicity of this work into you just getting moving forward and getting taking action, we're not going to do that today. We're just going to continue with what we're doing. So we're going to do the due date for what's going on. We've obviously got the due date going. And then also, if you're working in a team, something I would recommend having is the person. So like by who. Now, if you're working by yourself, then it doesn't actually matter. You're going to be just yourself of what you're actually doing. But for the most part, I think it's important to actually have. And the final thing we're going to have is a checkbox for complete. And that means we can lower this down. We can stick it here, as it's always the best way to do it. Now, what I would do next is I would always create a template for a new task. And you can see up the top when it's that yellow heading, which they just changed recently actually, that's when you know it is a template that you're editing. So we're going to put new task. We're going to put this full width. We're going to make the due date up at the top. We're going to put the complete actually there, priority, and then by who. We're going to put the due date as today, just so that always comes up to the top of our databases when we are filtering and sorting them. And then what I'm going to do is steps to complete task. I'm going to put a divider under there, and then I'm going to put a to-do list under that. So you can start putting steps inside the task if you have multiple steps that are actually inside them. You can change this color if you'd like. If you highlight over it, you can put it blue. And that means that we've got the new template for this. Now, what I would always say is set this as the default for all of the views. And then you've got it working here. Now, with this button, we're going to also add in new task if you just want to have it really, really simple and something to put in. So we'll add the action of selecting the databases of tasks for YouTube. new tasks. And then also it's going to take the button sort of template that's already there. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to do the button for the person who has clicked the button themselves. So if there's multiple people coming in here, then it means that we can select that person. What you can also do in here, if you prefer, is in the tasks database, by who can be the person who duplicated the page. And this is just the exact same way of the way that the task does. So the second thing and the second button that we're going to create, I'm actually just going to duplicate this one and put it underneath, and it's going to be a high or attack list task. And what this is going to be is an exclamation mark, and we'll put that as blue. And then what we're going to do is we're going to edit this property as a priority of the attack list. And again, this just means we've got these things going on. The next thing I would always do is open the page that you've just created, so it makes it far easier to actually see that you've added it, and you can then add more to it. You can select more filters, all that sort of stuff. So we've added that there. We've got the two buttons working for us in this area, and then we've got the task database. Now you'll see that this isn't actually organized yet. It's more just on a basis that here's the database. This is kind of what is going on. There's not really much else that we can see at this moment in time. So what we want to do here is then duplicate this, and we actually want to start filtering this based on what we actually want to see. So first and foremost, I'm going to put due today / overdue. Now what we're going to do here, again, we're going to add an exclamation mark so that we know it is actually the case. We're going to set the due date to be ascending, because this is obviously going to showcase the ones that have needed to be done first and that have not been done. So we're going to load the limit to 10 pages, is just always easier to do. We're then also going to filter this complete by incomplete or unchecked so that we have it. And that means we're going to be able to see everything that has actually went on. Now, the second filter that we're going to add is an advanced filter. Now, what this advanced filter is going to do is the due date is going to be relative to today, and it's going to be today, or the filter is going to be relative to the past 3 weeks. Now, what this is going to allow us to just see is potentially some tasks that we've not completed yet, things that we need to actually get done, and things we need to move forward with. Now, another filter that you can add with this is the by who and the me section. So if you want to add the person or the individual, if you've got multiple people viewing this same page, then you can do that. But for example's sake here, we're just going to do it for one individual that you're actually using this. If you want to add that filter, you definitely can. You can have the by who, and you can filter it by me, and it means that if I see this page, I'm seeing what's going on, and if the other person is seeing this page, they see what's going on too. So next up, what we'd probably want is tasks for this week. And then again, all we have to do is we're going to remove this advanced filter, as we don't really need it for this sort of stuff. So we'll delete that filter. And then what we're going to do is add the due date for to be complete by this week. And what the tasks, again, is going to showcase as the due date to be in ascending order, meaning if we add two tasks in, we have the 19th of July of what's going on. If I add this to the 17th, or if I add this to the 16th, you now see the 16th is above those two. So this gives us the opportunity to see what's happening. Tasks this week, again, we're going to change to week in the calendar so we can see those. And as you'll see as we're going through this, we're just simply adding little things here and there that's going to showcase what we're actually doing, allows you to see what's going on, allows you to just clearly set up the things that are happening within your databases, with the tasks that you're doing, with the things that it's showcasing. And it's a really, really good way of just seeing what you want to complete when you want to complete it by. So again, here, we're going to put this into a calendar view, and it means that we can see this. I'm going to put calendar, and we have this. So we have the calendar view of the tasks and what's actually going on, and I'll showcase that in a little bit when we have actually got it. And then finally, what I'm going to do is I'm going to select completed tasks. So this gives us the opportunity to see the tasks that we've completed. Again, all in the same database. We'll change this to checked, and we're also going to remove this. And also, as you'll see, it's still 10 pages. So if there's more than 10, of course you can load more, but oftentimes you're looking for something specific. So if you want to find that specific thing, you simply just search for it and find what you're actually looking for. It's far easier to do that way. It's far easier to do in that manner, rather than searching for the properties of 100 things that you've loaded and all that sort of stuff. We want to just see these being the case. Now, what we can also do with these new tasks is you can actually set new databases or new templates that repeat themselves. So let's just say, for the example's sake, I wanted to have a new task that was check finances. What we can then do from here is we can actually set this task to repeat itself daily, weekly, monthly, or yearly. and on certain days, when and what time we want those to be created. We do this a lot of the time in the business, just for things that we know we're going to have to do each and every week. So another thing that you have the opportunity to do is create another select. You can do subject or resource or whatever it is, and it means that you can actually select what it's a part of. So what is that task actually related to? So if we come in here, then we can obviously see that the subject could be something like finances. It could be marketing. It could be social media. It could be client work. There's so many things that we can do with this here to actually allow us to separate the things that we are wanting to create. And again, if we go into the template that we've created prior, we can put the subject in here and we can pick and choose where we're wanting to see that. Again, I'm going to keep that at the bottom thing being as we don't actually need it. But now we've got a really, really simple tasks database going on here, where we can see the things that are due today or overdue, tasks this week, a calendar view of all our tasks, and the completed tasks. And you can select this to however you'd like. Obviously, if you see here, we start adding in attack list things. You see the attack list comes up, we get new tasks coming in. There's so many things that we can start to add here. So I'm gonna separate these into different tasks. At this point, we can start to change these. You'll see that if we have them on the same days and we've not prioritized them based on the priority, we would have to add that in. So you'll now see that the priorities that are the highest, which is the attack list, will come to the top. If I add this to the attack list and I change this to high, you'll now see that that goes below it. So this is another really, really important aspect to add to your sorts if you're wanting to do that sort of stuff, and keep those in order too. And the thing to note with the sorts as well is that it is going to choose the one that is at the top first before the second one. So for example's sake, if we have, let's say the 11th and we have the 17th here, what it's going to do is it's actually going to change it. If we look at this sort and we change this area, you're going to see that those move dependent on their date. So it's going to prioritize the priority first, then the date. We want to prioritize the date first, then the actual priority of what's going on. So again, we can put that as high, we can put that as low. It means that we've got multiple things going on here. In the calendar, you're going to be able to see the tasks that are going on. If you completed it or not, you can check them. You'll also notice that once that checkbox is done, it disappears because that goes into the checkbox area. We've got the tasks for this week and what's going on. We can select the subject of what's happening. Maybe this is marketing. And another really cool thing that you can do with this is, let's just say, for example, you wanted to see it in more of a grouped format based on the actual subject itself. So it means that we can see the group format, everything that's going on, everything that we've got from that area. You can also select it in a board view, which makes it look a little bit nicer because you can have colored columns. So if we come into here, we're going to see the card preview. If we come into the group itself, we're going to hide the empty columns, make sure that that's there. And then you can move these tasks relative to what they are within their marketing and that sort of stuff. So again, we're going to put a board view for this sort of stuff. And I don't know if we can actually have board that. We'll put the chess piece. And that means, again, you can see all of the tasks that are going on, what's actually happening, and you can showcase what you're wanting. So maybe by who, maybe you want the complete by date, and then maybe you want the level of priority that these are. And again, we're sorting these based on the due date and the priority, and it's just going to showcase everything that we need to do. We can also add in the complete here so that you have the checkbox to be able to complete it once it's done, which all come into this area. So this is just an overview of what you can do with your Notion databases, a quick and easy way to get your tasks underway without actually spending too much time on it. I mean, if you built along with me, this video is about 15 minutes long, so it's probably going to be about 10, but it's a really, really good way of just simplifying your tasks, the things you need to do without actually overcomplicating it and trying to add in multiple databases here and there. So give the video a watch that's on the screen right now, as that's going to teach you even more about Notion, and I know it will be valuable to you. Have a fantastic day.